Children beware. Hello parents. Today we will be discussing online sexual predators. The first question to ask is, who is at risk? Let's look at the numbers. 20% of teens who regularly visit the internet are solicited for sex. 1 in 4 kids are exposed to pornographic materials. And 1 in 33 kids were aggressively solicited for sex. Is your child at risk? You may be thinking to yourself, well, I have teenagers, they're old enough, they're savvy enough. But the fact is, 77% of the kids that are targeted online by predators are ages 14 and older. 22% are only 10 to 13 years of age. Maybe you're thinking, well, my child would tell me if there was a problem. Are you sure about that? Are you willing to risk their safety on that assumption? Only 1 out of 4 kids talks to their parent or talks to an adult about being sexually solicited online. Let's take a couple of minutes to watch this video describing who might be a sexual predator.
Parents should be concerned, very concerned, because gone are the days are the guys standing around the school in a trench coat looking kind of strange. The individuals that we're coming in contact with are your normal, everyday, average-looking people, so there's no characteristics of a child predator.
Predators are in all professions. Unfortunately, we have seen doctors, lawyers, law enforcement, clergy, members of the medical profession. There's really no common trait, and it's very often shocking to see the types of people that would be interested in sexual activities with children. In fact, many of them are drawn to those particular professions, which will give them access to children. Certain predators are interested in very young children, some are interested in teenagers, and others are interested in those immediately before they reach adulthood.
You have people who distribute and then they offend against their own children. And then you have people who the only gratification they get is from violently abusing children or individuals purely for monetary gain will basically perform or create child pornography on demand. Someone will say, I want to see such and such age child performing this sexual act either with an adult or a child, and they will basically give made-to-order child pornography.
I would say that the image that is typically portrayed is not the image of most predators. No one pointed at me on the street prior to this and said, that's a child predator.
Did you hear the quote at the beginning of the video? Normal, everyday, average-looking people, so there's no characteristics of a child predator. And even in this predator profile, it's kind of broad. Predators blend into society. They're typically clean-cut and law-abiding. They're usually white, middle-aged, or younger males. And they sometimes use their position in society to throw off suspicion. Predators can rise to even high positions in society. And they often engage in activities that give them access to children. Predators often appear trusting to both the parents and the child. What are the warning signs that your child may be involved with a sexual predator online? Predators groom children. In other words, they bring them along in a relationship to the point where the predator can take advantage of the child. So what kind of signs should you be looking for as a parent if your child is being groomed by a predator? Well, your child may want to spend extra time on the computer, more than he or she had in the past. Your child may be secretive about who he or she is talking with, the websites that are being visited, maybe clearing history so that you can't see where they've been. And your child may switch screens when you go walking by just to try and keep you from seeing what they're doing. Keep an eye out for mysterious gifts or items that you haven't gotten for your child. Also, if your child is using sexualized language or body language that seems inappropriate for the child's age. Also, a child may be emotionally unstable. So what can you do as a parent? Here's some tips for internet safety. Set up a Wi-Fi protected access to your router and make sure that the kids don't know the password. Also, make sure that they have their own accounts and that your account is password protected. Take advantage of Windows and Mac operating system security options and set up parental controls. Explain to your children how to be cautious online and why it's so important. And lastly, spend time with your children online. Help them to navigate safely. See what they're up to. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope it's been helpful, and beware of the dangers out there.